surviving for 2.5 decades in a challenging environment, and that too on a decent fringe, is proof enough of acceptability by the stakeholders. On the eve of its silver jubilee, SDPI is rather thriving to add an academic flank to its research and advocacy wings, and becoming a household as a niche at the regional level. Now, it is not a small barge in the river, but a sizable ship in an open sea, allowing a couple of dozen social scientists thrive on progress every day. In fact, it is ranked globally among the top 100 think tanks in its own niche. Growing further from its original mandate of National Conservation Agenda, it is making research available on cross-cutting themes. Now, environment is one of the bases of all sustainable development goals given by the United Nations to eliminate poverty. SDPI has been advocating sustainable development since the last quarter of a century. At SDPI, inclusive and sustainable growth is not a new buzzword, much of it consolidated after graduating out of teens, a silver lining shining bright on the horizon.
Challenge is first to maintain its credibility, to maintain the quality of research, to maintain the volume of research that it produces, and we have to remain relevant. And relevance is not only in national context, relevance in subnational context as well. When we see that now provinces, they are empowered to take actions on social sector development program.
This long journey was neither easy nor without its downside. After 9/11, most of the research opportunities dwindled and those who were funding research shied away, till the Institute's team rescued it from difficult times. The facts and memories of bygone days is a short story of a long tale.
As SDPI moves forward, it has to be able to provide the kind of combination of skills that it was able to provide in its early years. It should be able to do good, solid research. It has to understand and to be able to work with different communities. And it has to provide a platform in which the different stakeholders and the governmental agencies can come together.
SDPI was founded in August 1992 on the recommendations given in Pakistan National Conservation Strategy, also called Pakistan Agenda 21. The Institute's mission is to catalyze the transition towards sustainable development defined as the enhancement of peace, social justice and well-being within and across generations.
SDPI, as its very name suggests, was established to promote sustainable development, and therefore its responsibilities as a policy-relevant research organization will grow and not diminish in the next 5 years.
As a think tank, SDPI rumbled on a long journey of communication and understanding. Policy research and advocacy are hand in hand. 2.5 decades ago, climate change and environmental degradation was a major development issue, which is a threat to global peace and prosperity. The world recognized development and environment as two sides of the same coin. The concept was globally adopted by the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, held in Rio de Janeiro at the same time. The conference is called Earth Summit. From its very inception, SDPI became relevant in taking stock of ground realities of environment, development, and their interdependence. Soon, it developed the software, self-monitoring and reporting tool, SMART, and launched projects like Subtle Subversion, examining textbooks for identifying hate speech which may subvert flight of fledglings in the nest.
Research should remain central to SDPI. It should remain top priority of the institute because it is a research policy institute. Then also we need to vigorously look around for high quality researchers.
We looked at our creative writers, their work, their literary achievements, and tried to relate them with our sustainable development programs. Madam Kishwar Nahid I will place first of all, then Munu Bhai, then Nisar Aziz Bhatt.
SDPI has always maintained neutrality in difficult times, supporting sane voices over the popular ones. That is the very reason it works with the government, not for it.
Governance, energy, gender, food security, monitoring and evaluation, information and communication, peace and conflict. I think this is a long list on which SDPI has been working and providing advisory service to the government and other relevant agencies. And I think this is a good achievement on the part of SDPI.
Today, SDPI sits at many policy fora in the country and internationally, such as National Economic Advisory Council of Pakistan. And globally, SDPI is involved in major era-defining negotiations such as WTO and the talks on climate change. New challenges, new research and new units. In today's competitive world, planning policy is a prerequisite of sustainable economic growth. Most of the fiscal and monetary failures today at the global level are accepted as economic growth policy failures. The Economic Growth Unit at SDPI is busy building synergy with other stakeholders in charting out national economic and growth strategy. Representative of more than 200 million people, the government of Pakistan is the principal stakeholder.
The single most important success was credibility. The fact that policymakers, not just in Pakistan but across the region, find it comfortable to interact on SDPI's platforms such as the Sustainable Development Conference, South Asia Economic Summit, Track 1.5 meetings, Track 2 meetings.
The momentum was not spontaneous. Everybody contributed his or her best. True to its first love, environmental sustainability and building resilience to climate change is a major area of focus at SDPI. The very first Sustainable Development Conference back in the 90s was titled Green Economy. Now it clearly means migration, livelihood, potable water, gender and poverty and environment. Multifaceted, multidisciplinary approach to the singularly contested goal of poverty elimination and sustainable environment. Now, it is not people or poverty or the planet. It is the people and poverty and the planet. Studying the impact of climate change in semi-arid regions, food security, agriculture and economy is pivotal. Cross-cutting at themes, the organization has taken lead in research and advocacy in other sectors, looking at issues related to gender, taking stock of health situation at the primary level, and finding ways and means of giving voice to the public, ensuring accountability. Research work is embedded in reality of the time. Scope of this original work is catapulted through Sustainable Development Conference and advocacy initiatives.
SDPI can consolidate because it has a multiple level connectivity and relations globally, regionally and in the country.
SDPI will further strengthen its outreach in the region. The Sustainable Development Conference series will play an important role in further strengthening this network in the region and internationally.
SDTV is another jewel in the crown.
बुनियादी तौर पे सब्सिडीज जो है तो हमने एग्रीकल्चर साइड पे रखनी है, क्योंकि उसमें एक तो ये है कि जो किसान है हमने उसको सपोर्ट करना है, और दूसरा ये है कि उसको एक ऐसा हमने टेक्नोलॉजी इंट्रोड्यूस करनी है, क्वालिटी ऑफ सीड्स, क्वालिटी ऑफ फर्टिलाइज़र वगैरह वगैरह, जो भी उसके इनपुट्स होते हैं उसकी कॉस्ट को हमने कम करने की कोशिश करनी है.
So I prepared the economic reform agenda for the party and the tax reform agenda, which is in the manifesto.
And then there is a silent contribution to the development. SDPI is a hatchery of the development sector. Executive directors, research writers, deans of faculties, vice chancellors, members of parliament, and so on. Many have tread this mill simply to cross over. Now the ship is leaving the sea and entering the ocean of ideas, bright and plume ripe with sound.